It really is.
John Heald, the Carnival ambassador, has a ton of news for you, which I'll share after this. But just to give you the highlights to decide whether you want to watch it or not, he talks about Baltimore and Norfolk and shuttling back and forth between those two ports in case it's needed. He talks about the Frenzy, the naming ceremony, the shows that will be on the Frenzy, and the restaurants. Also, the glory coming out of dry dock and all the new improvements that were made to it, the increase in the price of water on board the Carnival ships, and then also about the couple who missed the ship, and he doesn't understand why that's such a big deal. And he has a funny story of some honeymooners that missed the ship when he was cruise director. Here he is.
I just can't get away from a good time.
Right, so let's crack on. And first of all, let me say a very special hello to two people, if I can. They are about to jump on board, well, not jump, hopefully they'll walk very slowly, up the gangway of the Carnival Vista this coming weekend. And the reason that they are very special is they are mum and daughter. And the daughter was extremely ill. She was pretty much at death's door. And her mum donated a organ to save her life. Then the mum was in a serious condition. They had to do induced comas and all this kind of stuff. And I don't want to give all the medical stuff away because it's not my place to do so. But this was 2 years ago, and the donation of this life-saving organ and the fact that they are both about to be able to cruise together on the Carnival Vista is quite an extraordinary story. And I hear so many of these, but I did want to highlight this one. So I do hope that these two ladies who know that I can give your first names, that's okay, can't I? Sherry, that's with an S, who is the mum, and Elise is the daughter. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of Mum. I'm proud of you both. We're going to take great care of you. Take it easy and have fun. Let the crew take care of you. And I wish you nothing but health and happiness. It's really, really wonderful. It really is. So we've been through a week, haven't we, since the bridge, or over a week since the bridge in Baltimore collapsed and all the things that happened after that. This week, we're just about to finish the first cruise on the Carnival Legend, and that first cruise, of course, was very successful. We managed to bus everybody from Baltimore to the port in Norfolk, and I've already given out all the different thank yous to the guests, the crew, the people at the mothership, all my colleagues, the beards, everybody. We have sent it out again for the next cruise, which is the April 7th, departing and returning to Norfolk. So we've sent you the information about the shuttle service, which starts at 8:30. So please check your emails. There will be bus transportation provided for everybody. I know we keep saying that it's limited. It's limited in the sense that you can't show up on the morning and say, can I have a bus? It's for everybody who needs it, but you need to let us know today. So please do check your email, and the availability is for everybody who's going to be registering. But we will take you by bus if you need to, and then bring you back again afterwards, and all that information is on that email letter. So please do check it, and we wish you another wonderful time. Thank you for your patience as we take you to and from Norfolk on your fabulous cruise. That's on the Carnival Legend. Now, after that, we of course have Carnival Pride. She is on a long repositioning cruise from Tampa to Baltimore, and we haven't sent you anything yet, and that is because, as per our previous letter, we want to try and get you back to Baltimore. If we can't, then we will give you information on board. Plans are in place to do that with the crew. We'll help everybody with transportation, with all the other things that you need to do. For those of you who are on that cruise and have written to me nicely, and those that haven't, please don't do any changes. Don't do anything. Don't rebook your flight. Don't change anything. Don't feel like you need to do something, because you don't, okay? We want to do the best for you. That's what the letter said. Read the letter again, please. It was sent to you the beginning of the week. And again, we want to do the best for you. We hope to be able to possibly get you back to Baltimore. And if we can't, then mid-cruise, you'll get all the information on board, and then the crew there will take great care of you. It's a wonderful journey. I wish you nothing but a great time. And I promise we will do everything we can for you. I promise. Have a wonderful time. And also, isn't it great that tomorrow Carnival Freedom will return as well? Actually, today. It's today, the 4th. Is it the 4th? Yes, it's the 4th. Carnival Freedom is coming home today, and she'll be starting again after the fire on board. And we're just glad to have her back in the fleet. She looks a little different again with the whale tail, but nothing is different on board. The service, the fun, the brilliant attitude from the crew is going to be increased even more, because they just can't wait to see you again. So welcome home to Carnival Freedom. Now let's go around the fleet and add a couple more ships to the news, and let's start with the Carnival Firenze. And for those of you who do not know how to say Firenze, it's like that, Firenze. It does help if you move your arms up and down a lot as well. Carnival Firenze. It's the Firenze. John is not Firenze or Florence. It's Firenze. It's the Firenze, which is Florence, the Italian way for saying that. Beautiful Florence, the home of the Accademia Museum, the Uffizi Museum, the Duomo Cathedral, and of course, clothes that do not match. Sorry, Italian thing. Just upset all the Italians there. John, you always saying I don't know wear clothes that do not match. You do. It's a beautiful city. And the ship, look at the cover photo today. Look at that lobby on my cover photo. Oh, wow. It is incredible. So, a couple of things about Carnival Firenze at Long Beach. First of all, people have been asking about parking. So parking for that particular ship is going to be as normal in the car park, the parking lot owned by the port, directly opposite where you go through the terminal building. So you're not being shuttled from anywhere else unless there is some kind of conference or race or marathon or something. So parking is normal for Firenze at the terminal there. Also, a lot of people asked me which dining room is which. So you have two dining rooms. You have the Michelangelo restaurant, and you have the, how do you pronounce it? The Medici. How do you pronounce that? John, are you stupid? It's the Medici. The Medici, John. Why you saying that? The Medici dining room. The Michelangelo, the one with the statue of me, with the statue of David, it looks like me, is for your time dining. That's the Michelangelo restaurant, will be for your time dining. And the forward dining room, the Medici dining room, is for 5:30 early seating and 7:45, which will be for the late sitting dinner. Two beautiful dining rooms. I'll be posting photos a little bit later. Also, during the cruise, you will be having with the Fun Squad the Captain's Toast, Italian style. That is going to be a lot of fun. That really is. We'll have more information about that very soon. You'll have a Motown party, an 80s rock and glow, the street party, the Fiesta Italiana party on the Lido deck, and a big farewell party as well. Two wonderful production shows on these shorter cruises. They're called Dear Future Husband, which is an enthralling name. I haven't seen that show, and Colour My World, which is a fabulous show as well. So there's so much to look forward to. I will be there on the 23rd of April to show you around, and we'll have details on the naming ceremony. Well, she's already been named, but the renaming ceremony, I believe it's going to be the 24th. We'll have more information about that in the next few days, so please do stay tuned for that. Now, also in Europe right now, in Spain, is the beautiful Carnival Glory, and she has a dry dock before she takes on a lot of you on a transatlantic return home. And her dry dock is going to include all the ADA upgrades of the bars, the new Heroes Bar to celebrate all of our veterans, and we are proudly putting these hero bars on as many ships as we can. She'll have a complete upgrade of Camp Ocean, a new Dreams photo studio, a new video arcade. All the swimming pools have a complete beautification, which is a wonderful word. The open decks have new flooring, synthetic floors, teak floors. All the stateroom balconies are going to be fully redone with windows and the doors and the partitions, and all those are going to be completely done for you. The guest staterooms will have new LED lighting upgrades. These are for the bathroom night lights and LED upgrades. They look magnificent. All the guest public spaces will have new carpet, and it's going to look amazing with the new upholstery. And it's going to look a beautiful, beautiful brand new ship, Carnival Glory. If you're booked on her, make sure you look forward to all of that and a lot more. And of course, we've got Carnival Legend, I think is the next one after that, into dry dock. And I will tell you more about her once we get her into dry dock as well. But bookings for 2025 are going like hot donuts. They really are. And there's another couple of ships for you to choose from. Firenze from the West Coast, and of course Carnival Glory coming back home to North America after her dry dock in Spain. Excuse me. I'm going to have a sip of water. It's vitamin. So I've had, 1,000 posts about water. I'm not going to say too much. We've increased the price. Some of you understand, some of you don't. I've collated all the comments, sent them to my colleagues, and I really don't have anything else to say on that specifically. It's still far more affordable than airports and hotels and resorts and theme parks and all of that, but I'm glad to be here to be vented at, which I certainly have. One lady told me to take a bottle of water and shove it up my you know where, which is very fortunate because we do not have a bidet in this house. So that would be very good for me to have that there. It would save me trying to have to do a handstand in the shower, which at my age is not a pleasant thing to try. See, that's how you wash. Never mind. I'm not going to go on about that, but I am going to read this one comment because I wanted to answer this one. It's from a gentleman who we shall call Fred because that is his name. Hello, Fred. Good morning to you. Or actually, yes, it is good morning, isn't it? This is a serious inquiry, he says. I have been wondering about this. I assume the water on board is purified. When I travel to other countries, even Canada, I drink bottled water only. Otherwise, in the US, I like to try the local tap vintages. A great economy because no corkage fee and no decanting necessary, LOL. So to the question, be honest with us, John Heald. Is the water from the ship safe to drink? Have tests been done to see if there are any long-term health effects from people doing so? I have 3 more cruises booked, not paying for bottled water. Where is the proof? Where is the evidence? Is your ship water safe to drink? So, interesting comments there. I like he said, when I travel to other countries, Fred says, even Canada, I drink bottled water only. I would have thought Canada would have some of the safest drinking water in the world. I mean, it's beautiful and the snow coming off the top of the mountain. Anyway, I don't know. Is the water safe to drink? Well, I can only tell you this, Fred. I've been drinking the ship water for 38 years and it has not affected me. So, it hasn't affected me. Hello, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Wherever you are in this wonderful world, good morning, good afternoon. Let's read a letter from Fred, who says he would like to know about Canada. And are we going? Are we going? It's safe to drink. Everybody, I drink it all the time. The crew drink it all the time. It is absolutely safe to drink. There are no tests. The water is tested. Let's be serious. Okay, the water is taken on most of the time in the home ports, right? Whether it's in Florida, Texas, or Long Beach, New Orleans, wherever it is, it's taken on there. If we need to bring water on board, we have multi-million-dollar desanitization plants that can take the water and treat it and take out all the naughty stuff, and it is absolutely safe to drink. It is tested every day, samples sent to United States Public Health and all that thing that I'm not really an educated person enough to talk to you about, but it is very safe to drink. Okay, you can get water complimentary at any time. If you need to vent to me about water, please do so, but at the end of the day, as I said, it's still affordable. It's still cheaper than most resorts, hotels, and all those sorts of places. And if not, you can have water. And I apologize if my silliness there upset you, not me. Let's move on to missing the ship. I cannot believe how the world's press have jumped on this situation with these guests who couldn't make it back to the ship because they were late, because they were on a private excursion, because they didn't give themselves enough time to get back to the ship. How the world's press have taken this and run with it as like the third biggest story in the world. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't know why this has happened, but it has. They missed the ship. I have sympathy for them because they did. But I don't have sympathy that they missed it where everybody else understood what time they needed to be back on board. I don't get it. I'm going to tell you my favorite story about people missing the ship. And I've had a lot. Now, in the old days when I was cruise director, I could do things as a cruise director that if cruise directors did now, they'd be holding their stuff in a brown paper box, which HR would give them. And understandably, because I was a very, very naughty cruise director. We had people in Europe who would miss the ship 2 or 3 times or be late back 2 or 3 times. And I used to broadcast their name over the PA system, threatening to lock them in their cabins. I did all that kind of stuff, and it was funny. And it was also to get the point across. You can't do that now. You can't name and shame. It's a shame, though. I do have a very quick story, and it's 2 minutes long. When I was cruise director, I believe it was either on the Triumph or it possibly was Liberty. I can't remember. But it was some time ago. I was cruise director and we had a couple who went off the ship. They were on their honeymoon. I remember their names, which I remember the last name because it was a school name. It doesn't matter. They got off the ship. They're on their honeymoon and they get off the ship in Cozumel and they rented a Jeep. Okay, they rented a Jeep. And off they go, and they're driving the Jeep, and they're doing all that kind of stuff. And the Jeep is rented from the Los Hertz company. And they decide to take the Jeep off-road. And I don't know if you've been to Cozumel, there's like a lighthouse on the south side of the island. Anyway, they decided to drive up on the beach to look at the lighthouse. So they drove onto the beach and he drove through the sand on the beach, and the sand, he hit a rock in the sand. The Jeep sunk down into the sand and the front wheel actually fell off, right, on the beach in Cozumel. So they're there. This is way before cell phones. I mean, there was no I'll get my iPhone 15 out and maybe you had a flip phone or something, but no service, couldn't do anything. So they had to walk all the way down the beach onto the main road to flag down a taxi. Eventually they got a taxi to go back to the rent-a-car place, which was close to the ship on the old International Pier where we used to dock. And then after speaking to Las Hertz, not Hertz Rent-A-Car, Hertz, H-U-R-T, anyway, the driver, they took them back to the beach. Then they had to wait for the tow truck to tow the Jeep. They wouldn't let them leave. And then they had to pay a huge bill. And by the time everything had been done, they'd missed the ship. The ship had gone. We had no idea where they were. We had to leave. The next day was a day at sea. This was a Western Caribbean cruise. So it's a day at sea. And I was speaking with the guest services manager. She told me what had happened. This is their honeymoon. And they were distraught. This poor couple were absolutely distraught. So we're arranging for them to fly to the next port, which was Grand Cayman. And they had to fly from Cozumel to Grand Cayman on, oh my God, Airlines. This is not like American. This was a tiny little puddle jumper where they give you a seatbelt and a pair of brown underwear because that's what yours are going to end up looking like. Anyway, they fly on their honeymoon from Cozumel to Grand Cayman. They have to stay in a hotel overnight in Grand Cayman, which is very expensive. And then they have to wait for the ship to come in the next morning, get on the tender and take the ride back to the ship. Now, I know they're coming and I feel genuinely sorry for them. I mean, can you imagine? This is your honeymoon and you've done this. So I arrange for some champagne and some chocolate-covered strawberries to be placed into their cabin with a little note that says, "Welcome home." Isn't that nice? I was a bit naughty because I can't believe I did this. I went to Camp Carnival, as it was before it became Camp Ocean, and I went and saw the youth director. I said, "Can I borrow that?" And it was a car, looked a bit like a Jeep, but it was more like a truck. And I took that truck. I went to see the fire patrol officer and asked for a bucket of sand. I put the bucket of sand in the cabin, ripped the front wheel off the front of this toy car and put the toy car in the sand with the wheel next to it. And that was waiting for them in their cabin. Now, luckily they saw this funny side of that, but I think if I did that today or anybody, they wouldn't have seen the funny side of that. Oh, those were the days. They really were. By the way, I spoke to the couple, and it will come as no surprise to many men out there that when I spoke to the wife, she told me it was his fault. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'm off tomorrow, spending some time with the family. I'll be back on Saturday. Cheers.
Hey everybody, I'm Cruise Director Jake. You are watching Coach Cruise. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with everyone.